to the Gen X Glam and Gab channel here on YouTube. It is great to see everyone, whether it's your first time or you're coming back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know there are a lot of choices out there, and you're hanging out with me, my tiny little corner of YouTube, where I do a little bit of glam and a little bit of gab. Today, we're going to do both. Today, I'm going to gab about the new stuff that's been coming in, trickling in from my Sephora order, and I got my Ipsy box for the month, so I'm going to use a little bit of that. I had this strategy this time around for the Sephora sale, since I had the free shipping. I thought this isn't maybe the best strategy for the environment, although I will tell you, and I swear, Girl Scouts honor. Yes, I am a former Girl Scout. Girl Scouts honor. I do recycle. But I thought, okay, I have the free shipping. The samples from Sephora are junk in the store. The best shot you have at getting a sample from Sephora is when you order online. There's so much more variety. So I did like 6 or 7 different orders from Sephora during the sale, and each time I picked 2 new samples. One of the samples, and I've already got it on my lips, but it's kind of worn off because I did this side of my face with a bit of a base to let it sit and to see how, you know, it's wearing, even just like after a half an hour, see if it's pilling, see if the product is settling into the little craters that I do have on my skin when I get out my, my magnifying compacts. I can see those craters and tell which products probably I shouldn't use again because they're settling in. And which ones settle in, they're all going to settle in to some degree, right? Into the fine lines and the craters that we have on our vintage skin, those of us with a vintage skin, and even those of us without vintage skin. We do have pores, we do have imperfections that product tends to settle into. So I wanted to get some down and just kind of like time lapse, keep track of it. So this side of my face has already been done. I used the new for me, it's been out there for a while, the Haus Labs foundation. There's a lot of this, so shake well. Always supposed to shake well. There's a lot of this here, so I do want to use it before it loses its shelf life. But before we get into that, like I said, used one of the samples that I got a little bit of itch back there, pulled my hair back. Whenever I pull my hair back like this, I can definitely tell, yeah, I'm digressing, and under my lights that are lighting me up a little bit more than usual, I can tell that I need to go and get some root touch up. In due time. But check this Prada balm out. It is a lip balm that's supposed to, when it hits your lips, it's going to do that pH rosy glow change that, the pH sort of products claim to do. It was very hydrating. This is what it looks like outside when it's deconstructed from its packaging. I actually chose this for as a sample on 3 different orders. So let's go in. So I have this one, the one I just showed you, and one that's still coming. Let's go in and do a reapplication. I've exfoliated my lips today using like this Kaja combination. On the bottom, you get the exfoliant. I think it's worth doing. I think it's worth doing exfoliating those lips at least once or twice a week. And on top is just the lip mask and the cute little mirror. I love this. I love that thing that I got from Kaja. Anyway, so the lips were exfoliated, going back in with the balm. This little tool, if you will, this little lippy brush, this is from Sally Beauty. So whenever I am near a Sally Beauty, I do pop in there and I buy more of these because I don't use them often because I tend to just, put the product on my lips either from my clean fingers or directly from the applicator of the product. But every once in a while for something like this, I do want one of these cool little brushes. Look at that rosy glow that we got back. So now we've got 2 layers going on of that. We're going to do this side of my face. So let's take a look in again. This is about a half an hour of skincare. I built the base. I started with a skincare base. I used my Bubble Cosmic Milk, several rehydration sprays of my Bubble Bounce Back. I'm going to put another one on. There we go. There we go. From my new Ipsy, this is a eye sort of serum from the brand Avant here. It is supposed to be a anti-oxidizing microalgae eye protect serum. I'm looking here. Oh, here it is. I got a mess in front of me. Here it is. Here it is in the packaging. Very easy to apply. What I did was I used the pump and I pumped like from the inside here of my of my inner cheek, and I did like 4 pumps all the way up. It's very clear. It's very fine. It's not a thick product at all. And then I read the tips. I love to read the tips. I love to read boxes, like when you're a kid and you're eating your cereal, right? And you're like reading the back of your cereal box while you're eating your cereal. I love to do that with makeup, my products, the boxes that the products come in. So one of the tips here was to use your ring finger to pat that in. So I took my ring finger, reinforced it with the middle finger, and I did the tapping motions that the box suggested, and I did that all over. It's supposed to just be like an eye area serum, but I patted it all over. So that was the serum I used today. For my moisturizer base, I used my Laneige Water Bank that I just got in a Sephora save. I'd say I'm a quarter of the way through it. I'm grabbing for it every day. It's my Charlotte Tilbury, my latest, is running a little bit low. This one's, that doesn't have many left in it, so I'm gonna have to bust into my other one. But I think I'm going to stick with that Laneige. I really like the way it moisturizes my face. I feel moist, I feel hydrated, and makeup tends to sit really well on it. Another reason why I kind of wanted to come on with half a face done too was all those products that I just talked about. I wanted to see if they were going to pill up on me, and they didn't. I did set the foundation with my Charlotte Tilbury. I used the shade 1 Light Airbrush Flawless Finish, and I just very carefully, actually I patted it in with my beauty blender and with my e.l.f. Tap and Blend brush, which I really like, just to get underneath my eyes, that very delicate and nose contour area underneath your eyes, in your nose contour area. For me, on my chin, that is where I have some of these craters, if you will, skin craters, indents into my skin, which is where whenever I try a new product, I like to really inspect it to see if it has settled into those craters, because if it has, then I know it wasn't a W. But I think that side of my face is doing pretty well. I still want to go in and warm it up with some contour, both cream and liquid. And let's do this side of my face now. I used, to apply the Haus Labs foundation, I used this new brush. I love it because I feel like I'm painting. I wonder if there's anything left on it that I can use just to, no, we're going to need a new pump that I got from, during the Amazon sale. This too I got during Amazon sale, the Bubble Bounce Back. Anyway, let's get some of this Haus Labs going. Did 2 pumps on the back of my hand, actually. I did do 2 pumps before, but those were some weak pumps that I just did. So let's diffuse it out. I don't know. Is it the best match? When I put it on, I didn't think that it was that fantastic of a match for me in terms of the shade, which I picked out 110 Light Neutral. I just stay in that neutral family because I feel like that looks best on my skin. But once I got this stuff patted in and blended and the powder on top of it, I thought it was a pretty decent match. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments. I'm going in with the powder. I consider this a hybrid of a beauty blender and a powder puff. Really like it. Came with the kit. And I just, pat. I did go over it as well with the beauty blender. The thing about this Haus Labs formula, I've been keeping my eye on it for a while. I've even watched Lady Gaga do her own get-readies with me using her own products. And of course, she's going to say they're fantastic, but I'm a big fan of Lady Gaga as a person and as an artist. And I don't think that she would fill us with too much bull, right? She's not, I don't know. I feel like if she would just, if it was a dud, she would just launch it and not say anything about it, not take the time to go on and promote it if she didn't believe in it, because I do think she's like Taylor. I think she cares about her fans. I like to think that anyway. So so now we've got both sides. We've got both sides down, but this side is not powdered, but so you can see like it's got a little bit more glow as opposed to this side has a little, you can tell that this side has been powdered and set, whereas this one's looking a lot more fresh. You can even see, between the sides of my faces where this thing's, you know, hitting the skin and doing its thing, hitting the oxygen and whatnot, and that reaction that we're getting. I'm going to go down a little bit on my neck. All right, underneath the eyes, I didn't do any under eye brightening, concealing, nothing before I went in with this foundation, because I thought, what if it is, you know, solid enough coverage where I don't even need to put more product in and around my eye area, because this thing will give me enough coverage where I don't need to put more something on my skin that's just going to settle into those craters and those fine lines that I'm very transparent about having. Maybe, you know, they don't pick up as fantastical for you all to see in the videos, because I always say my amateur rig. I do have some lighting going on around me. I wouldn't say it's studio lights. I'm far from that level, but I mean, I do have some light in my space so I can see what's going on. And so that helps, I don't know, mitigate the shadows that you might see in person on my face. But this isn't looking too bad. Like I say, we haven't put the powder on yet. I'm going to go in and I'm going to look and see if it's settling into craters, any of my craters. It sounds so bad to talk about that. It's so unseemly to talk about the craters on our skin, but they're there. So Watt's just like, let's not live in a state of delusion. Checking out the lips. That's really nice. Let's go in with the third layer of this. I'm kind of wondering if it's, I am digging into this thing and I am not making a dent. I can't even imagine what this is. Brand Prada, like at a full price, what it is. But I like this for the summer. Maybe I'll see what it is full price. This feels so nice on the skin. I was saying earlier, and I don't know if I finished the thought, you know, one of the things, the greatest reviews, you know, highlights of reviews that this product gets is how well it works with your skincare, right? It's not one of these thick, achy cakey sort of foundations. I can say that now that I've put it on. It's definitely not. And I can see how, you know, how it's marketed, and it stands up to the claims that it's really like a skincare type product. It's not really skincare, okay? We're still putting on a foundation, but let's just say it's skincare-esque. Still have a fair amount going on there, but I don't need to dip back in. I don't think I do. I could maybe strategically. Let's go a little bit underneath. Let's get it a little bit more down my neck. We're going in. We're using the straight up beauty blender now. Still trying to pat, but I mean, you know, they say like pat, 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 you know, don't like streak and pull. But, you know, to some degree, I don't mind pulling a little bit on my face, as long as I'm always going in an upward manner and not down. You know, same thing on the sides, just like pulling it always out from the center out. Patting, and if I am pulling and stretching, I'm trying to do it from the center and going out. I don't want to put much more in my nose contour area, because that's where product tends to settle for me. So I'm just going to wipe what's left on my hand off. I'm going to quickly show you what else I got in Ipsy. Ipsy's monthly theme is Dare to Daydream. I have this beautiful lady on the cover here, and on the inside they give you tips, festival and chill, like some tips and tricks on how to apply your base and get that frosty, beautiful look that we saw there on the cover. All right, patting, pushing, tapping, all the things just to see how the product is feeling, and it's feeling great. Not feeling any little flakes on my face, so it's not pilling, and it's just blended really well into my skincare. I like it. I'm a fan. All right, what else did I get in Ipsy this month? The Dare to Daydream themed month. By the Beach. It's a 30 SPF face and body cream, broad spectrum. I got 177 mils going on here, and it's in the flavor Melon Days. So I got an idea here. If I pulled that off, I would be smelling me some melon, which I'm a big fan of. I like melon lotions, like Bath and Body. Love me a good melon. I like to eat melon too. All right, what else did we get? This is fun. Got a concealer. Let's use a little bit of this because I'm curious. Look at how cool this applicator is. One side is completely flat, so you could really get like a nice little streak that you can tap and blend in. And this is very, very, very bendy. I'm curious about this. I've swatched it. There's the swatch. It's a nice shade, actually. It's a shade match for me, I think. F4 Light. It's from the brand Mo Beauty, not to be confused with MCO Beauty. All right, let's go a little bit, not directly under my eyes, but right in this area. Let's go on top of there. Tiny, tiny bit in the nose contour area, right down my nose, right in that kind of like T-zone area. Let's see if this brightens me up a little bit. I did. This is so bendy. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how bendy that is. I like it. Let's see how it looks on the skin though. Going to show you another thing from Ipsy, and remember the eye serum came in the Ipsy. Oh, Ipsy's starting to get to know me. They're sending me cool stuff. Like, granted, I get to customize my box, but the stuff that I don't pick out, I'm liking lately. Came with from the brand Lith, not sure how you pronounce it, a nice quad blush, which I think is going to be fantastic. Look, you can see some of my stuff I have out here. Isn't that exciting? A nice quad blush that I think will be nice for the summer. I love all of these shades. Rose Clay, Sepia, and Berrywood. Those are beautiful. Speaking of blushes, also from a Sephora haul, we're letting that sit. We're letting that sit. The gurus say to let your concealer sit on your skin a little bit before blending it out. So let's do that. Look at this cool blush I got from Sephora. This is Sephora brand, Sephora collection. So I got 30% off during the spring sale. Tangy grapefruit. It's a cream blush. I was playing around with this. This is so cool. It's almost like a spongy center. This is not yeah, let's do a little bit. It is it's the cream to powder finish. I really, really like this. I got into it. Like, I opened it up because I was immediately curious about it. And I just swatched it on my hand, and I was like, wow, it's definitely the cream to blush. It dries down super fast, if you will. That is just really, really, really pretty. This is going to be so pretty. I'm going to use this is going in my summer vacation bag for sure. And I just I'm tapping in with the fingers on that one. And I did want to, and as you saw, I dragged it a little bit here. I've dragged it a little bit at the tip of my nose and on my chin because I want to go for that monochromatic look. So let's just beat this concealer again from Mo Beauty that I got in my Ipsy this month. Just kind of tap it right in all the places that I put it. It is having a brightening effect, which I'm not hating. I think we might need a little bit of moisture. Let's use the e.l.f. I love this stuff. The Power Grip Dewy e.l.f. Setting Mist. This is what I bought, for those of you who are tracking, when I went to Vegas last month. Yeah, I can still say last month. We're almost in May though. When the airlines lost my luggage and I had to sort of repurchase a kit, this is what I bought in my repurchase because I knew I didn't have any at home, although I have bought it in the past, but I didn't have any in my collection. And I was trying to, when I was repurchasing, for that kit, I was trying to buy stuff at the drugstore. I went to a CVS that I didn't already have in my collection. Like, that was sort of my goal. And it was hard because I wanted to grab my go-to stuff. But on the other hand, I didn't want to come home and have a bunch of dupes. Worse yet, like partially used dupes going on. What do you think? I think it looks really nice. It doesn't even look like I have foundation on. This is a win. What else came in Ipsy? A very cool Cyber Blur lavender shade, non-talc sort of setting powder. And I did get into it. I wanted to try it, so I did. And I'm not sure though if it's the product that settled into some of my dents, my skin dents. I kind of, all right, let's talk about this. What am I talking about? I did, you know, I don't know. I don't only do my makeup when I press record, okay? I'm always sitting at my glam station when I have a little bit of free time and experimenting with stuff, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And something that I used settled into my dents so bad, and they were so patchy, and I think it was this. I think it was the Pore Professional Primer. Putting this on and then going over it with some creams, I just had these like little like patches of, I don't even know what, going on all over my face. But in that same sort of experimental that I was doing, I tried this new powder. So let's put some of it on, it, especially down here, because that's where I noticed settling into my dents the most, my chin dents, if you will, and not the cute ones, not the dimples that some people have on their chins. Let's see if this powder is what settled in. Now, I had already set this side of my face with my Charlotte Tilbury, so let's go in with this Cyber Blur in the shade Lavender on this side of my face. And actually, I used my my e.l.f. Tap and Blend to set my Charlotte Tilbury, so I don't know. I have so many of these brushes. I can't grab one. Here, let's use the back of my, I saw it up here before, my lip bar, my dual-ended lip bar. It's not as dense as the Tap and Blend from e.l.f., but it is about the same, like, kind of head size. And let's check out this Lavender blend. Whew, we're getting a lot of kickback here. Lots of kickback. And I was a very, very light setting that I did with that Tap and Blend from e.l.f. Very, very light. It was like kind of like I was doing this all over where I had put that foundation on to my face. Let's see. Let's see. We got to get in here and we got to look. I'm scared to look. Am I getting any patchy patch on my... Oh, it feels really nice. It feels really soft. The skin's still feeling good. I'm gonna say I give this foundation a thumbs up. Between that and the Rare Beauty foundation that I purchased, and can't reach it, but I did a video on this steal of a deal I got on a foundation from a brand called Art Deco. Really, really, really like it. Have been continuing to use it. My milk grip height, no, what is it called? The milk skin tint, and my Tower 28 skin tint SPF in the shade Melrose. These are all these things that I've just mentioned. I'm going to be rotating through in terms of my base products. Also my e.l.f. Halo, it's also a skin tint with SPF. Really like that one. Gives me I like to call it the porcelain skin, although I might be a little bit exaggerating on that. All right, look at that. You can still see that nice Sephora blush. You don't need much. A dab will do you. What else did I get from Sephora? Oh, check me out. I got this little duo from Charlotte Tilbury. It was on sale. It was on sale for $18.20, and then I got 20% off that. But the reason I wanted to get it, not so much for the lippy liner, which is in the shade, I think it's in her shade Pillow Talk, but I wanted to get this guy. It's a mini, it's not a full size, but I know that I like it. It's got that heart-shaped applicator. I had used all of mine. I'm gonna go in with it over that Prada Balm, just because I've been dying to get into this. It's so pretty. So pretty. It's a nice gloss. This I'm going to put in the giveaway that I'm working on. This is not a giveaway video, but if you're tracking my channel, you know I'm working on building this epic giveaway with a value of over $500, putting in my overstocks that I have, and I want to give it away this summer. So stay tuned for that. What else do we want to go in with? Sephora. From the Sephora, 30% off these things. I wanted to try, this is a contouring sort of stick, and this is a foundation, but I'm not a fan of this. It kind of reminds me of, when I got it and opened it, I immediately wasn't a fan. I swatched it. I don't know why I'm using it here in my nose contour. It's not going to pick up very well. I feel like it's kind of like It's supposed to be cream based, but it's not creamy enough for me. That's going to settle right into the things I don't want it to settle into. Reminds me of my NYX Fix-It stick, although I like my NYX Fix-It stick a lot better because it covers a lot more ground. Like, that's not, how am I going to use that on my face? How am I going to use that? Maybe, hold on, I don't want to snap it. Maybe up here, like, let's put it up by the brow to brighten that area up. Maybe up there, I'll blend it in. But this thing really intrigued me. Oh, it comes with a little brush on the end, which I also think is not super practical. But let's just go in and use the brush. Did I accomplish anything up there? We have to get out of here. The invaders are going to be coming home. The last couple of weekends, I've gotten out of doing the grocery shop and have had some time to myself in the house without the invaders, but they're going to be home any minute. So we have to get out of here. But let's use this. I want to show you this because I thought this would be kind of fun for drawing. Let's go and do this is such a fine. There it is. That's what it looks like swatched. I want to go above my lid area because I have the hooded lids and do one of these numbers. Let's draw in to the out. Okay, and then I thought I could draw like, oopsie daisy. Oops, it broke off a little bit. Oh, I don't like that. I thought I could draw like little like shapes up here and then we could try to blend them out. And the same over here where I would normally kind of go in. I'm not filling in the middle of these things. They're like little teardrops on my face. Yeah, this is what we get here at the Gen X Glam and Give channel. Some experimentation, right? First takes. You get the first take when I get the first take. Come what may. I don't know. What do you think? A little bit down here too. I have a feeling this is just going to make my face look dirty when I blend it out. But I did select a good brush for this. This is one of my e.l.f. brushes that I really, really like because it's maybe not, definitely for the jawline, probably not on the cheeks. I don't think we're going to blend this, use this one. Ooh, wow, my window's open. We're getting some weird weather here in Stockholm. They even said it might rain today, or not rain, but snow. But it has not snowed, but it sounds like heavy rain. I thought it would make my face just look dirty. It's not so bad. I don't know. Let's go. This is why I chose this brush took it out. So I would have it at my fingertips to try this contour. But here, look at, boom, boom, going in to the out. Because I just don't want to do a lot with my lids just because they are so, I don't know, they are so vintage. They are so vintage. It's like I'm scared to do much with my lids, to tell you the truth, other than maybe just like a little bit of powder. All right, let's go. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Are we thinking that I have to go directly to the sink and do a face wash? That it's pigmented, that's for sure. I want to really, like I said, I chose this brush because it's so dense. It really could, this is really kind of hard to blend. I feel like I've stained my face. Oh, we still have some over here. I don't know how I'm feeling about this. There we go. There we go. I was gonna get this blended out and put a little bit of more powder on my face and spray and go before we're invaded. All right, skipping to the hands because we really need to speed this up. I don't know if that was necessarily a win. You can drop a comment. So that's where you would definitely use that product for any place where you want to like micro contour. It does lay down product. It's not like I put it on my face and blend it and it's where did it go type of thing. It's laying all right down on top of this base, which I'm still very happy with this base. Very, very happy with this base. All right, warm up the face. Gonna go in with my Too Faced powder bronzer, big old fluffy brush. Oh, look at that. Hit some pan on that thing. This summer when I go to the cosmetics company store in outlet land, I'm definitely going to pick up some more Too Faced. That's where I'm going to plus up on my Too Faced. I like this brush too, similar to the e.l.f. style, but fluffier, right? Check it out. But fluffier. You can really smooth out edges with a big old brush like this. Get that warmth going on. I think I did blend it into my eyes. I'm going to lean in. In person, I'm not looking bad. Okay, I don't have to There's not going to be any running directly to the sink after this video and washing my face. This is what I'm going with. Look at that balm. Look at that balm. Quickly, while we're still hanging out and the invaders aren't home yet, let's look at some of these other samples that I got from Sephora. Oh, another thing I got in Sephora haul, we didn't get to it in this video, was I bought a new, I'm plussing up my Kosas concealer. I really like the formula on this. I think it's in the shade, I don't remember, and I don't want to misquote it. I want to say it's in the shade 2.5. Like it. I got it so it would be a lighter than my natural skin to go right in there and brighten things up, which I feel like we accomplished with this Mo Beauty. I really like that Mo Beauty. All right, quickly looking at some samples that I got from Sephora with my strategy of ordering multiple boxes so that I could pick out multiple samples. We've got Fable and Mane Shine Hair Mask. Oh, they're back. They're back. You're going to hear stuff. We got to rapid fire through this. Some Say Glowy under base sort of. It's not a primer. It just gives you a nice little natural glow if you don't want to go in with the full base. This looks like a cologne sample here from, I don't even know, but I'm gonna show you. You're gonna start hearing voices. Oh, from Gucci. Some foundation samples. I think we could get into those. Those could be fun but messy. Sol de Janeiro Beija Flor body oil. Wasn't a fan of the Sol de Janeiro, that the floral scent, you know, body lotion that I got in my Sephora fave, so I'm not sure about that. Peter Thomas Roth, some peptide under eye cream. Definitely going to try that out. From Supergoop Mineral Glow Soft Radiance Drops, SPF 40. More samples. This is from Tarte. They're Creaseless Creamy. Really like their Creaseless Creamy Concealer. So I've got it in a lot of different shades here to try. Again, these are fun, but they're messy. They're so messy, these kind of samples. And from Westman Altier, more foundation samples to try sometime in the future. All right, let's give a spray with my Adune Fix It and Set It Mist non-alcohol based setting spray, and call it. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're well. I'm gonna go help put some groceries away. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.